One of my patients improved her balance significantly in just 10 days following this simple routine. And the best part is it only takes 10 minutes and it gives you results really quickly. My name is Harlow and I specialize in helping people over 50 to improve their balance and mobility. And in today's video, I'm going to give you a simple routine that almost anyone can do, which will boost your balance in just 10 days. So here's the exact routine I gave my patient, who was a lady in her 70s who had fallen once and was worried about falling again. The reason this routine works so fast is because the exercises challenge all of the muscles in your body that are required to keep you upright and stable and activates all of your balance centers in the inner ear, the eyes, and within the joints. So I'm going to show you the exercises now, but before I do, I just need to make you aware they're not suitable for everyone watching and definitely avoid any of the ones that cause you pain. The first exercise we use with my patient is actually a combination of two different exercises, but they're amazing for improving balance. So the first thing I want you to do, and this applies to basically all of your balance exercises, is find somewhere safe where you can do these exercises. And the best place for that is in the corner of two walls, like this. Because if you stand like this in the corner of two walls, if you're doing a balance exercise and you wobble, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to hit one wall or the other. You're not going to fall over. And if you want to make it extra safe, have a little chair in front of you, just in case you topple forward. So that's basically the safest setup you can get. And this is what we're going to do. I showed my lady this exercise first, which is called close stance. And this is just a static balance exercise, really, where you have your feet close together and touching. You basically just try and balance in this position for as long as you can. Now, for many people watching, this is going to be super easy, and it was pretty easy for my patient. So the next step is we added in a mini squat. But the catch is you've got to keep your feet and your knees touching, or as close to touching as you can. So it looks something like this. You go down 6 to 8 inches and then come back up, and then down and come back up. And what we're doing now is we're challenging both your proprioceptors, which are the little receptors that live inside your joints, and we're challenging your inner ear because we're changing your height up and down. And as you start to move like this, you might notice your feet and your ankles wobbling away like this, trying to correct your center of gravity to keep you upright and stable. Now, if you find that this is somewhat challenging, but reasonably easy, there's another way to make this a bit tougher, and that is to close your eyes. And this is what we moved on to with my patient. So I asked her to shut her eyes like this and then repeat, and instantly that makes it at least 2 or 3 times tougher. You can see I'm having a bit of a tough time keeping my knees touching when I do that. I want to go like that to spread my center of gravity, but try and stay disciplined, keep everything nice and still. And this exercise doesn't actually get easier if you slow it down. If you make it nice and slow, if anything, it makes it tougher because you're having to improve your control over that movement. So with my patient, what I gave her was probably a minute's worth of practice of that 3 times a day, and ideally spread throughout the day. So once in the morning, once at lunchtime, once in the evening works really, really well. Research has shown that little and often with balance training is actually better than doing it all in one go. And that's the first excellent exercise. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of thing and you want more balance exercises in a more structured routine where you can follow along with me, I've got a whole balance module in my lifelong mobility program. There are details for that below this video if you want to check it out. The second exercise I gave my patient, which really helped her improve her balance, was slow marching. And this is a wonderful exercise because it forces you to stand on one leg, but it doesn't keep you there for too long. So if you find standing on one leg difficult, which many people do, this could be a great place to start. So again, position yourself in that corner between the two walls like this, so you're nice and safe. I'm just going to take a step out so you can see me better. And all you're going to do is take your hands out the way to begin with, lift one knee up in front of you, then put it down and then swap sides. Now you might be thinking, well, this doesn't really look like marching, it's super slow. And the reason it's slow is because the slower you do this, the harder it is. Because I could quite easily do that and my balance is not challenged at all. But when I make it really slow and controlled, which is almost like a Tai Chi class, which is, when they practice the slow and controlled movements over and over, it does challenge your balance centers more and your muscular control. So this is a wonderful exercise. And if you want to make it a little bit tougher, you can add in an arm movement as well. So you're alternating right to left, going as slow as you can. Now, if you want to make this even tougher, you can guess what I might do next, and that's ask you to close your eyes, which is exactly what I did with my patient. So I had her close her eyes and then practice the slow marching. And I don't know if you can see up close, but my standing foot here is doing a lot of work to try and keep me stable. And what we want from our balance training really is for the exercises to feel tough enough so that we're a little bit wobbly, but not so tough that we feel like we're going to fall over. You want that sweet spot where it feels hard enough that it's challenging, but not so hard that you can't do it. And finding that sweet spot is often a trial and error method, which is why I'm giving you a few different exercises to try today. But once you've got it, keep practicing. And when it becomes too easy, that's when you move on to the next step. So again, if you can do that for a minute, 2 or 3 times per day, it's a fantastic way to improve balance. Let's have a look at the last exercise now, but before I do, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, because then you'll be the first to hear about our new videos, and it does really help us to grow. So thanks if you do that. Let's have a look at exercise number 3. So here is the final exercise I showed to my patient to help her improve her balance in just 10 days. It's called the floor star. And for this exercise, you do need to be able to stand on one leg. So if you can't do that yet, then please do stick with the previous 2 exercises first. But if you're someone who can, this is a brilliant way to improve both your dynamic balance and your static balance at the same time. So set yourself up in that nice, safe wall position again. So you've got the walls either side. Take a bit of a step forward now because we need some space around us. And I want you to imagine that you've got 4 points on the floor either side and in front and behind you. So you've got a point there, a point behind you, a point to your right and a point to your left. Now your job is to stand on one leg and try and touch those 4 points of the star without losing your balance. And what we're trying to do here with this free foot as we touch those points is not weight bear through the foot. So it literally is just a toe tap, but we are trying to move nice and slow and controlled without losing balance on that leg. Now you can see that you're having to adapt, or I'm having to adapt as my center of gravity moves, because the weight of my leg is moving that center of gravity all the time. And that is where the challenge comes in. So once you've done that to begin with, you can try the other side. So again, you're going forward, back, side, and side. And you can even try mixing it up. So you can go side, side, back to the side, then back, then forward, then across. You can do any pattern you want, and you'll find that some patterns are more challenging than others. But the key here is to make it slow and controlled. And if you want to make this tougher for yourself, imagine those points on the floor are further away. So you really now have to reach, and that might involve bending that knee of the leg that you're standing on to get that point. You can see I'm really having to challenge my balance centers on that foot to be able to reach across. Again, just 1 minute done a couple of times a day can make a huge difference to your balance. You will feel a very rapid improvement, but to make those improvements permanent does take time. So if you're not feeling a full transformation after 10 days, don't worry, just stick with it for a bit longer. But for many people watching this, that is enough to really get your balance improving. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've got another video giving you more ideas for how to improve your balance on the screen now, so click on that if you're interested, and I'll see you again on the next one.